Yeah, we are going live. And we are live. Manchester United 1, Bournemouth nil. A very, very important 3 points. It brings us within 1 point of guaranteeing Champions League qualification for next season. And that is absolutely massive. Wasn't the best performance, was not what we would call a performance for the ages, but it was a professional performance. We went out, we got the job done. Casemiro with the goal, absolutely fantastic goal. Great ball chipped in by Christian Eriksen and an acrobatic effort. Really, great bit of improvisation. Very, very good stuff from Casemiro, and this could be a very, very important win for United. As I said, we are 1 point off guaranteeing Champions League football for next season. Now, of course, if Aston Villa had held on at Anfield, it would be done already. 10 minutes of added time were played, 8 minutes in the first half. I mean, Liverpool had every single opportunity to go out and score a couple of goals and get that equaliser. But what matters most of all is United have done it. We are almost over the line, and very, very solid performance today. Didn't think Bournemouth created too much. Obviously, one good opportunity. David De Gea did very well to save if Kiefer Moore, I think it was. But definitely a very, very positive result. So, guys, get your votes in for the man of the match. We are running the poll in the comments. First two votes are already in. Casemiro is leading with 100% of the vote. You guys seem to enjoy Casemiro's performance today. I certainly did as well. I think really in this last couple of matches he has stepped up and he has delivered with some top class performances. I think the week's break and having a bit of rest is really helping Casemiro out, because the guy, as good as he is 30, 31. He needs that little bit of a break. He needs time to recover, and he looked very good today, very assured on possession, won the ball back very well. Very important. Bournemouth, they're a good team. They've stayed in the Premier League because their midfield is solid. Now, I don't think they offered as much whenever Kiefer Moore came on and they went to a 4-4-2. But certainly for me, Casemiro, he would have been my man of the match. And we will get to the match ratings in just a bit. But you guys get your thoughts in. Vote on the man of the match poll. Who was your man of the match in today's one? Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Eriksen, and Lindelof. Those are the four choices that we have went for in terms of the overall performance. I think Varane was solid. I think De Gea had a good match. Other than that, maybe not too many outstanding performers. I think Anthony was involved. Anthony Martial, certainly we will have quite a lot to say about him. Of course, he was subbed off by Eric Ten Hag after around 50, 60 minutes, and he stormed down the tunnel. That is something Eric Ten Hag, I'm sure, will not be happy about. And honestly, Martial, you do get the impression that he's in his last couple of matches for the club. I don't expect him to be here long term, but what will be here long term is Champions League football. If we pick up one more point, we play Chelsea at home and we play Fulham at home. Our home record is absolutely fantastic this season, and I fully expect us to win both those matches. And we have a real opportunity to go out and finish in third place. We can finish above Newcastle United. But guys, keep voting on the poll. Keep getting your thoughts into the comments. We, of course, will be live with the latest Manchester United news. The quotes coming from Eric Ten Hag, from the players, as well as we react to the win over Bournemouth today. A very, very important one. And we can see more votes going in for Casemiro. You guys love Casemiro. I love Casemiro. Everybody loves Casemiro. The guy is absolutely fantastic. And even at his age, he is still one of the very best in the entire world. And today proved it. Today proved his importance to this team. He dealt very well with Jefferson Lerma in midfield. And I thought he had a very, very solid match. And it's good to see Casemiro back in form. It's good to see him with a bit of rest, picking up some good performances, some very important interceptions. And his goal today was absolutely fantastic as well. Great bit of improvisation from Casemiro. But where does that leave Manchester United? Well, we are now on 36 matches played. We have 69 points. So we can potentially reach as far as 75 points. So what happens is everything is in our hands. We can finish in top four. And as the title says, as we have said as well, it is our position to lose. We just need to go out and pick up one more point this season. But can see some more people joining in. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. If you guys are new and if you want to get voting on the man of the match poll, 5 votes already. Everybody went for Casemiro. Fantastic performance from him. I think today was a little bit of a frustrating match. We did feel like United were definitely happy to settle for a 1-0 win. I can't complain about that. I really think away from home this season we have been poor. We've struggled at times, and um, yeah, I do think that we have struggled away from home all season. So getting a win, getting a clean sheet is very important. Big shout out to David De Gea as well for winning the Golden Glove. That is confirmed the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season. And he still has 2 more matches that he can extend that as well. Now, obviously, that shows that United have conceded a lot of goals in a couple of matches, and we do not score because our goal difference, it's still quite low. It's only 11, but we are well and truly on the way back to the Champions League. And with 1 more point against Chelsea or Fulham, we will get there. But can see more people joining in, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the man of the match. Who was it between Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Ericsson, and Victor Lindelof? Who was your pick? Let me know down below in the comments, of course, as well. Let me know any thoughts you guys have on today's match. And Eric Ten Hag, of course, has been speaking to the media following Manchester United's win. His only criticism was that we did not kill the match off and get that second goal, but it is not easy. That's the way the team are. It's not easy scoring goals. I completely agree. I think our lack of goals all season has limited us. I think certainly with a goal scorer, somebody to come in, bag some more goals for United, and make that jump to the next level. But guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Keep voting on the man of the match poll. Casemiro with 100% of the vote. So Eric Ten Hag's quotes there are down in the comments if you guys want to check those out as well. So he has said the only criticism is we did not kill the game off and get that second goal. But that's the way this team is. It's not easy to score goals. Completely agree. Obviously, very reliant on Marcus Rashford all season. And he has missed the last 2 matches, unfortunately. Night he was out with illness. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Keep voting on the poll. Can see even more people joining in. So thank you very much for joining us today. And today could have been a little bit more celebratory if it wasn't for Roberto Firmino and the officials giving Liverpool 10 minutes of extra time in the second half, 8 minutes of extra time in the first half. Perhaps we would be sitting here top 4 already confirmed. But it is on our hands. We can go out and in the next match against Chelsea at home, steal our top 4 fate for next season. Get that top 4 finished because as you guys know, our budget is quite small this season going into the transfer window. And that is unfortunate. Around £100 million maximum spend. Comment in there from AS and come on United. Absolutely great, man. Thank you very much for joining with us today, and thank you for the comment. Really appreciate that. Come on United is absolutely right, and we have been doing this all season. We have been reacting to every match, and it hasn't always been good. There has been defeats, poor performances along the way, but Eric Ten Hag now has 40 wins as Manchester United manager. That is the most any manager has ever gotten in his first season in charge of the club. So Eric Ten Hag, he is doing a great job. Let's go out. Let's finish in the top 4 and move on. AS says, should have scored that penalty, Ollie Watkins. Yes, whenever Villa got that penalty and I saw they missed it, it was one of those you're like, this is going to come back to haunt us. Liverpool are definitely going to score after that. And if Ollie Watkins had hit the target, he would have scored. Fortunately, he didn't, but that is where we are right now. 1 point is all we need, and I think we'll get it. I think we will beat Chelsea in the next match. Our home form is very, very good all season. But guys, can see some more people joining in. So let me know on the poll, who was your man of the match? Was it Casemiro, Lindelof, Shaw, or Christian Eriksen? 4 very good performers from me today, as well as that special shout out to David De Gea winning the Golden Glove. Congratulations to him as well on that one. I think the big talking point that we do want to get into, and I want to know your guys' thoughts on this, is Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial, he had a pretty solid match today. However, he was subbed off. And after being subbed off, he stormed down the tunnel. He didn't shake hands with Eric Ten Hag and he went straight to the dressing room. What does that mean for his long-term future? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. I've always liked Anthony Martial as a player. I do feel like he's always had a little bit of an attitude problem. But I think that we might be seeing the last couple of matches in his United career. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below as well. Join in with AA and joining in with the chat. See more people joining in. Welcome to the stream, guys. AA says, I think we just need 1 more point. That is correct. So as it stands, Liverpool have 1 match left to play. And they're 1 point behind us. We have a game in hand. If we pick up 1 point against Chelsea or Fulham, we will finish in the top 4. Now, same can be said for Newcastle United as well. If they beat Leicester, get a point against Leicester on Monday night, they too will be in the top 4 for next season. AA says Liverpool to lose or draw, and that's top 4 done. Let's get it done. Completely agree. We are very, very close to top 4 for the rest of the season. And Champions League football next season, a really, really big accomplishment. Think about where we were as a club. It was exactly 1 year ago that Manchester United had their last match of the season. We lost 1-0 against Crystal Palace. We were dishevelled. No morale in the team, no quality in that team. Eric Ten Hag walked in, picked the team up, and he improved it as he went. Brought in some good players. We need another big summer transfer window follow. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the man of the match poll. 10 votes so far, and everybody has went for Casemiro. So Casemiro, big performance from him today. You guys seem to really enjoy his performance. So with that in mind, guys, we will have a quick look at the stats for today's match. Always important, I feel, to have a look at the stats because it helps you understand what you see. We see what's a match with our eyes, but stats always help us understand real pattern of the game. So as we can see, pretty much equal in terms of possession, 56 to United. Of course, more shots on target for us, a lot more passes as well, and a higher expected goals. So obviously a very exceptional performance from United today. We're not going to call it a fantastic performance, not going to sit here and say beating Bournemouth 1-0 is groundbreaking stuff, but it is a professional performance in a match where we needed to be good. We needed to go out and really get those 3 points. Obviously, our form in recent weeks, it hasn't been great, losing to West Ham, to Brighton, dropping points against Tottenham. The last 2 matches we have won when it really mattered, and I think that has to be applauded. I think the players have done well. No Marcus Rashford in those matches. Definitely a big miss in terms of his productivity. But one player I do want to single out and I do want to have a quick mention on is Alejandro Garnacho. Now, Garnacho came on for Jadon Sancho after around about 70 minutes, and he made an immediate impression. He was so fast, direct, brave with his play, with his possession, his running, his dribbling. I think Garnacho definitely is making a real claim to be a first teamer at Manchester United. Not just a first teamer, perhaps even a starter. I think when he comes on instead of Sancho, we can see something completely different. I do like Sancho. I've always liked Sancho as a player, but it's whether or not he will be suited long term for Manchester United. Will he get to those levels? That's something I'm not sure about, but I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Let me know, will Sancho begin to put in better performances for United? Will he finally start to be the player we all thought he was? You can see a first vote going in for Christian Eriksen as well there on the man of the match poll. Thought he was very good in terms of his overall play, in terms of controlling and making things happen. Aya has says, would be great if Newcastle drop points too. I'd rather finish third and not have to play unnecessary and more stupid games in Champions League qualifications by finishing fourth. Third spot is ideal. Do you know, we do have that well, that is something we have to consider. And as well, we have a match in hand on Newcastle. So currently we have both played 36 matches. However, Newcastle, when they play tomorrow night, they will have 37. We still have Chelsea and Fulham. So if we win those matches, we will finish in third place and not have to bother with a Champions League qualification match. And that will be good for us. Gives us a longer summer break, more of a pre-season to work on fitness, work on tactical things, and bring more players in. We don't want to be playing extra matches. Let's not start our season too early. Let's start off in the Premier League mid-August and go from there. But guys, can see even more people joining in, so let me know your thoughts. Who was your man of the match? The poll is in the comments. Of course, Casemiro is leading the way with 91% the votes. But if you thought Luke Shaw or Eriksen or Lindelof was your man of the match, get voting on the poll as well. And if you missed anybody out, maybe David De Gea, perhaps Bruno Fernandes, let me know in the comments as well. So with that in mind, we'll have a quick look at how I've rated the match, how I've seen the match with my own eyes. This is just my opinion, as always, guys, but you guys have the poll as well to vote for your own man of the match. So, in terms of player ratings, I have gone for the following in this match. So, David De Gea, 7 out of 10. Very, very good saves at important times. Firstly, from David Brooks. Secondly, from Kiefer Moore. Very, very important saves. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'm going for a 6. Thought his defensive work was very solid, and overall he had a really, really good performance into this match. Lindelof, Varane, both 6 out of 10s. Little bit quiet, didn't have too much to deal with, all things considered. Luke Shaw's getting a 7. Casemiro a 7, but it could have been even higher. It could have been an 8. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on that one. Eriksen 6, Bruno 6, and then the front three, Martial 5. Didn't think he was great in this match. Jadon Sancho going to get a 5 out of 10. Thought he was quiet, unfortunately. Anthony, I'm giving a 6 to, not because I thought his overall involvement was great, but I definitely think in terms of what he did, in terms of what he offered to the team, he definitely offered more than Sancho and Martial in this one. More comments from Aya has said, definitely need a number 9 so Rashford can be moved back out wide to the left. Jadon Sancho along with Garnacho. Yes, completely agree. I think number 9 is absolutely essential. Imagine Manchester United's team with a Harry Kane or a Victor Osimhen, a Gonzalo Ramos, someone of that quality makes a big difference. So AA has given us player ratings so far. De Gea with an 8, Aaron Wan-Bissaka with an 8, Varane with a 7 as well. I do feel like I'm a little bit harsh on my player ratings. I always do kind of take the opinion that we're playing someone like Bournemouth, but I am not afraid to go in and give some players some high ratings. Lindelof with a 6. If any of you guys have any other thoughts, let me know in the comments as well. AA has very kindly provided his match ratings for today's match. The poll is still running in the comments. Christian Eriksen has picked up a couple of votes, but Casemiro 93% of the vote for the prestigious United Philosophy Man of the Match. A very, very important award, as you guys well and truly know. Casemiro 10, Man of the Match. Comment in there from Dan as well. Good result. Definitely the top striker for next season. Another midfielder and defender. Well done. De Gea. Yes, David De Gea did very well today. Some important saves. And as well as that, he has won the Golden Glove for the season. So that's good for David De Gea, an individual award. Eriksen, an average 6, give the ball away too many times. I think that was probably a symptom of the overall match. I feel like there was definitely a lot of possession for United, and we needed Eriksen and Bruno to be more creative. Obviously, when you're trying to create, you will give the ball away more often, but I still think it was a pretty good performance. So I do agree with you there. Fernandez 7, Martial had a stinker 4. Yeah, man. I don't think Martial was great today. Really, poor performance from him. Anthony 6, average. And then we finally have Sancho's rating coming in from AA, who very kindly has provided his entire match ratings for this one. So thank you very much for that, man. Sancho 3.5. Yeah, I mean, how do you think Garnacho played today? What would your match rating for Garnacho be in this one? Maybe a 7, a 6, maybe? Let me know in the comments. Any more thoughts, guys? Get them in as well. And keep voting on the Man of the Match poll. 16 votes so far. 94% saying Casemiro for Man of the Match. So with that in mind, we will move on to the United news at the moment. And Erik ten Hag, of course, has been speaking to the press, been speaking to the media following our 1-0 win over Bournemouth. So he has said, of course, it was a great goal from Casemiro. We pinned them back and we didn't let them breathe in the first 25 minutes. Now, I'm very happy with that comment. Ten Hag gets a 7 from me. Should have brought Sancho off a lot sooner. Yeah, man. I think Sancho probably, we could have give Garnacho an hour to play in this match. He would have made a big, big difference. Erik ten Hag has spoke, of course, saying great goal from Casemiro. Now, I think this is something that I'm very happy about, and that is he has said we didn't let them breathe. I thought our pressing was very good in this match. Now, in recent weeks and months, United have looked very tired. We have limped over the finishing line to a certain degree. Certainly today, the pressing was a lot better, and I think that shows how important a bit of a rest is for Manchester United. So what we need in the summer, as Dan has said, a midfielder, a striker, and a defender. Completely agree. According to the latest rumours coming out of Manchester United, they may sign Marcel Sabitzer, but they also want another midfielder, and I think that's very important. Casemiro is 31, Eriksen is 31. Those guys cannot play every match. We need to have some rest, someone to come in, rotate with them, be ideal. AA has said Garnacho really impressed. He was direct, and that's all that was required from Sancho. Yes, I think Sancho's lack of directness, his lack of intensity, definitely does hurt his overall game. I think Garnacho's just one of those players who gets people excited, and it's hard not to love that in a footballer. It's hard not to see a player running at the opposition, creating chances. That's what we love to see, fans. That gets us off our feet. It reminds us of players in days gone by, like young Ronaldo and Rooney, when they used to get everybody excited every time they got on the ball. Garnacho, certainly one of the few players at United, makes us all very excited. Eric Ten Hag, speaking about David De Gea, has said David De Gea made a mistake last week, but everybody can make mistakes. We defend with 11, and that's why we have so many clean sheets. Completely agree with that. Of course, United have won the Golden Glove, most amount of clean sheets. AA with another comment in there about Phil Jones leaving. I think Phil Jones leaving, it's a little bit obviously it should have happened a lot sooner. He never should have got that new contract. But I think Phil Jones leaving, whilst it's a good thing for us, we do kind of feel a little bit sorry for him. He definitely had a lot of potential as a young player, but injuries have ruined his career, really. And yeah, but when we think about it, Phil Jones went on, won a Premier League, he won the Europa League, an FA Cup, he played for Manchester United. He can hold his head high, and he definitely can be proud of what he accomplished in his career. Obviously, a longer career with more appearances and less injuries would have been what he wanted, but Phil Jones going, it is the right decision. Should have been moved on a long time ago. It's smart that we're moving these players on now, and I think that is something I would like to bring up with you guys. Of course, a video I am currently working on, Manchester United keep versus sell. So I will give you guys a couple of players and let me know your thoughts down below. So Harry Maguire, keep or sell. Scott McTominay, keep or sell. Anthony Martial, keep or sell. So those are the three players. Would you like to see Maguire sold, McTominay sold, Martial sold? Let me know down below. AA has also said he gets harshly criticised from me. He always gave it his all whenever he was match fit. But he was, unfortunately, injuries can destroy careers, as we've seen over the years. Most noticeable, Alexander Pato, AC Milan. Yeah, I mean, I remember Pato. I thought he was very good. Other great players as well, the likes of Adriano, ruined by injuries. Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, that is, at his career ruined by injuries. So injuries can be a big factor. And I think that is something we have to consider with Phil Jones. And I think it's very important that we manage injuries correctly. Now, under Ollie, I think we've seen Rashford potentially at risk of that when he was playing with a broken back and an injured ankle. That was bad for his overall development. That really hurt him. That's why he had such a poor season last year. Um, but managing injuries is important. Eric Ten Hag doesn't seem to check the risks with players. He will rest them. He will leave them out of the team if he feels they are not 100% match fit. And I think that's very good. I think that's what we need, because so many great players have had their careers ruined by injuries. Could have been even more. Um, so yeah, so Eric Ten Hag, of course, speaking about the top four finish, which is the main topic of the show, has said we are nearly there in the top four, but we are not there. We still need a win. I think he is a little bit incorrect there, Eric Ten Hag, in his maths, but I'll not correct him too much. United do just need 1 point. 1 point against Chelsea or Fulham will see us confirm top four and Champions League football for next season. And as AI said earlier in the stream, we want more than that. We want that third place finish, because we do not want in a situation where we have qualifying match, 2 legs in the middle of July. It can be disruptive. You don't want to start your season too early. The bigger the break you can get is better, because we see it at the moment. Our level of performance is better, our pressing is better. Now that we have some rest, we want to manage the squad as best as possible and progress from there. That's what we really, really want to do moving into next season. But some more people joining in. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new, get voting on the man of the match poll. All the votes have gone to Casemiro and Christian Eriksen today, with Casemiro winning at 91%. So everybody seems to think Casemiro had a very good performance today. Completely agree. I thought Casemiro was excellent throughout the entire match. His goal was great. Passing was very good, something we haven't seen for the last couple of matches from him. So that was a real positive for me, is his ability to pass, press the ball. Definitely a very underrated defensive midfielder. More than just a defensive midfielder. Casemiro, 7 goals this season. And as well as that, 6 assists. So very, very good from Casemiro. Very, very happy with his overall contribution. And I think there is even more. I think Casemiro, with proper rest next season, can be very, very effective. We don't need him playing Carabao Cup matches against Bolton Wanderers and Wigan Athletic. We shouldn't need him for those types of matches. So if we can keep him fit, keep him rested in those type of matches, save him for the weekends, the Champions League matches, I think that will be even better for us. And that's what we have to do. We have to invest in the team, and certainly finishing top four gives us a real opportunity at that. So, guys, any more thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Keep voting on the man of the match poll as well. Casemiro seems to be well and truly ahead and probably will not be caught in this one. I thought his performance very, very good. And as well as that, it tees up an exciting summer. Really, really looking forward to covering summer transfer window on the channel. So if you guys want to stick around for that, make sure you never miss a video. Hit that sub button, really helps me out and lets me bring much, much more content to you guys. So let's have another talk about today's match and the ramifications of it. So obviously 1 point, very, very positive. That's all we need. We just need one last point. Chelsea and Fulham. Chelsea, of course, really struggling this season. Our home form is very, very good. As well as that, Fulham, they have nothing really to play for at the moment. So if we can go out and win that, that will be very positive. David De Gea speaking to the media, of course, about the Golden Glove and winning the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season, has said the Golden Glove, that means that the team and I did a good job. We've been solid all season. I think I played very well this season and I've helped the team as best as I can. Now, obviously, everybody has a lot of opinions about David De Gea. His distribution, it isn't good enough. In terms of claiming things off the line, probably not good enough. His shot stopping is still good. He is a popular player in the dressing room, very, very experienced as well. I think it will be interesting in the next couple of weeks and certainly in the summer, and we can definitely see what will happen with De Gea long term. If Eric Ten Hag goes out and buys a goalkeeper, I fully expect De Gea will slowly but surely be replaced. If we give him a new contract and don't sign a goalkeeper, I think David De Gea will certainly be the number one for United next season. At the current rate of going, I think that is a real possibility. I think De Gea certainly looks like he might be the goalkeeper next season. Now, everybody has their own opinions on that one, of course, but I think in terms of what United need, if we are to sign, go big on either a striker or a goalkeeper, has to be a striker, has to be a number 9. We need those goals in the game. We need someone to score more goals. We've been far too reliant on Marcus Rashford this season. Rashford with 29 goals. Bruno has 11 goals. Nobody else has scored more than 10. That isn't good enough. We need more goals in this team for sure. And that has to be the number one priority. If we go out, spend 60 million on a goalkeeper and we only have 15 million to spend on a striker, that makes us a weaker team overall, in my opinion. And we have to avoid that. We have to go out, invest in the striking areas, and that is where we need to progress. But that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Couple of votes in there on the poll as well. Casemiro falling as Luke Shaw has finally got a vote as well. So thank you to whoever gave Luke Shaw a vote. I definitely think Shaw had a very good match, and all season he has been very, very good for Manchester United. In my opinion, and I might be called biased, I think Luke Shaw might be one of the best left backs in world football at the moment. I think his progression, his defending, his passing is brilliant. If he can get a couple more assists, overall, he would certainly be the best in the world in his possession for me. I genuinely couldn't think of another left back who does exactly what Luke Shaw does. So important. And he's not just a left back, he's just a fantastic footballer. Guy just goes into centre back and puts in man of the match performances against Harry Kane, against Erling Haaland. That has to be commended. That has to be pushed. As Luke Shaw, certainly one of the best in his position all season. That's just my thoughts. But some more people joining in, guys. If you want to vote on the man of the match poll and let me know who you think was man of the match in today's match, the 4 options are Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Eriksen, and Victor Lindelof. Those are the 4 options we've went for. Honourable shout-outs to David De Gea, of course, and another honourable shout-out to Rafael Varane. Thought they were all very, very solid today, but I was impressed with Lindelof. I think his positioning was very good, his passing was good, playing out from the back, and he gave us a strong, stable platform to build out from. Victor Lindelof, for me, is certainly a player who is a perfect backup. I think his quality is very good, and he can play left centre back, he can play right centre back, he can even fill in at right back. I think keeping Victor Lindelof would be a smart decision. Very happy, of course, to let Harry Maguire leave in the summer. I think we should be trying to move him on. If we need to go out, best in the team and make sales, Harry Maguire certainly would be top of my list in players that I would be selling. followed, of course, by Scott McTominay, probably Anthony Martial, Dean Henderson would also fit in on that one. But any thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments as well, guys. Thank you very much for joining with us on the stream so far, and we will continue with the stream to bring you guys the latest Manchester United news, the quotes from Erik ten Hag, and the players following the 1-0 win over Bournemouth today. Of course, Erik ten Hag has said we are very close, finishing in the top four. We only need 1 point. That is what we need in the last 2 matches. I think we'll get it. I think we'll definitely beat Chelsea, and I think we probably beat Fulham as well. Might live to regret those words, might get clipped up by rival fans if it doesn't happen, but I will be very, very, very surprised if Manchester United don't make top four from here. And I think that has to be commended. Now, this is something I've said all season long. Manchester United have never, since Sir Alex Ferguson retired 10 years ago, finished in the top four and won a trophy in the same season. Erik ten Hag is doing that. He has almost done it. 1 more point will see that across the line, and that will be absolutely massive for this football club, and it will be a real sign of progression. With that, it'll mean that we can sustain a league form across a long season, compete trophies, have a winning mentality, and be able to improve next season. There's a lot of positives at Manchester United at the moment. It hasn't all been plain sailing. There has been disappointing days, very poor performances, but everything considered, I think Erik ten Hag has done a very good job as Manchester United manager. I think we need to go out now, back the guy in the summer, give him the players he needs to succeed in his role as Manchester United manager. We can progress this team. Everybody has said in the comments we need a striker. Completely agree with that. We also need a midfielder. I think another defender as well will be very, very important for Manchester United. And this will be an important transfer window coming up. Something that we definitely need. We need a big investment with new ownership coming in. Hopefully that can happen. Of course, the ownership situation, something completely different. It's out of our hands, out of Erik ten Hag's hands. We can only support the team on the pitch. Erik ten Hag can only coach the team and pick his players. The ownership situation will define what happens at Manchester United in the next couple of seasons. And that, for me, will be very important. We need the right ownership. So important. And we've said this across many streams, covering the latest developments on the ownership. When new owners come in, they have to back Erik ten Hag. They have to give him the tools he needs, the money he needs to spend, go out and make United a better team. So guys, any more thoughts, let me know in the comments. As always, keep voting on the man of the match poll as well. Says I'm back now, Mick. What are we discussing? Yeah, man, I was just talking about the ownership situation at Manchester United and letting people know that the poll is still running for man of the match. Erik ten Hag happy with today's performance, and it will be a very important couple of weeks for United in terms of finishing this season off with a strong results, strong performances, building momentum for next season. That will be very important. All great stat coming out here as well. Manchester United have kept 28 clean sheets so far this season. Absolutely fantastic defensive work across a long season in many competitions. We've had injuries at the back, new defenders coming in, of course. Things haven't always been plain sailing, but we can definitely be happy with our defensive record this season. And let's go for 30. I think we can go against Chelsea and Fulham and not let any go. I think we can do that. I think we're capable of it. And if we do that, we certainly will be in a better position. Very, very good performance today, all things considered. Very professional. We had a higher defensive line, more control, and our pressing was better. We need to have this consistency in our game. Press better, we can hold the ball better, move further up the pitch. That will certainly make us a lot stronger. It's easy to do it against teams like Bournemouth. We need to do this week in, week out. That's what we have to do moving into next season. Erik ten Hag, he had very good matches, very good performances this season, but nobody will argue that Manchester United are not an Erik ten Hag team at the moment. With a new striker, with more midfielders and a better control, certainly we will get there, and we will be playing even better football next season. First season, the main objectives, of course, were progression, getting better as a team, trying to win a trophy, getting into top four. We have done all of that, and now we are in a position with a manager who knows what he wants, know what he demands from his players. I'm feeling very, very positive for next season. And I'm looking forward to bringing that to you guys, of course, on the channel. We will be starting match watch alongs from next season and the preseason. Of course, lots of content coming up in terms of the transfer window, the new ownership as well. So if you guys want to stick around for that, please consider hitting that sub button. It really helps me out, helps grow the channel, and it means that the community just gets stronger. And that's something we are all about on the channel here, is community, talking to you guys, getting your thoughts and opinions out there. A lot of the bigger channels, they get so many views, so many people watching, that it is hard to interact with everyone. I love talking to you guys after matches with the latest news as well. Definitely something that really makes this show worthwhile, is knowing other people's opinions. That's one of the best things about football, is everybody has different thoughts and opinions, and that's what makes this such a brilliant sport, such a brilliant team to support as well, Manchester United. So getting back to it, you comment in there actually from just discovered your channel, would love to grow, keep up the good work here. Thank you, man, really appreciate that. Yeah, we're trying to bring a lot more live content. You guys seem to like it. Everybody seems to get on very well in the comments, and that is something that we will be bringing plenty more of on the show. So some more stuff to bring you from Manchester United, some of the latest news. What's your name? Where are you from, mate? Says, yeah, so my name, for anybody who doesn't know, my name is Stefan, and I am from Ireland. But yeah, I mean, this channel, although small, does genuinely reach across the entire world. I have guys from South Africa, from Indonesia, Japan, America. Great to know your guys' thoughts. Everybody worldwide, United, so many supporters. Great to engage with you guys on this one. Erik ten Hag has spoke again to the media, this time to Manchester United TV, saying Thursday is a final. We want to finish the job on Thursday. It will take another good performance. And yeah, definitely agree with Erik ten Hag. And just on AA's points, where are you guys watching the show from today? Really, I just think it's so cool that like I'm sitting talking to you guys all around the world about the football club we all love. And that's just brilliant. That's what community is all about. That's what the channel is all about. And I love bringing this to you guys. So Erik ten Hag, of course, speaking about Thursday night against Chelsea. It will be a big match. We have to go out, finish the job. That is the message for Thursday. That is the message Erik ten Hag is putting out there. The challenge he is laying down to his players. Arsenal 1-0 down to Nottingham Forest already, says yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Man City will win the Premier League today at that rate of going. I have a lot of thoughts on it. I mean, whilst Arsenal fans have been giving it big, and Arsenal fans have been talking a lot on social media, especially on AFTV, talking a load of nonsense, it has been enjoyable watching them fall apart. Fortunately, City do seem to be winning the Premier League this season. They could win the Champions League. They could win a treble, but that is in our hands. We can beat them in the FA Cup final, and I believe in this team. I believe in Erik ten Hag, and if anybody can get it done, it will be him. It will be this Manchester United team. That's my thoughts. I would also like to see Nottingham Forest stay up, so that's a good goal for us. Well, for myself and my own personal opinions. And it could lead Leeds, Everton, and Leicester potentially fighting amongst themselves as to who might go down. Has said, from Manchester, love Ireland, beautiful country. Yes, man, thank you very much. I am over in Manchester quite a bit. Lovely city. Absolutely love getting over for matches, and even just as a place. Ideally, and yeah, I mean, absolutely love Manchester. Love United. Always have done. Whole family of United fans going back to my granda. So United through and through right here, man. So thank you very much for that. If you guys have any more thoughts, and anybody wants to let me know their thoughts in the poll, in the comment, keep voting on that as well, and we will keep the show running for another little while at least. Anyway, so very happy with today's performance, and I think going into this match, all we really cared about as fans was getting the win. To get that win, so crucial. We have to finish the job on Thursday, as Erik ten Hag said. Let's go out and win this one. Beat Chelsea. That's what we want to do. Honestly, I think as fans of my age, in their kind of like early 20s, or just like Chelsea, are one of the teams we do not like to see. Growing up, it was always United, Chelsea for the league. I would love to beat Chelsea. We haven't beaten them in a while. A lot of draws in those matches. Would love us to go at Old Trafford, stick a couple goals past them. let's see Frank Lampard lose a couple more matches. So some more people joining in. Welcome to the channel, guys. Thank you very much for joining with me today. Any more thoughts? Let me know on the man of the match poll. Who was your man of the match? Casemiro, Eriksen, Lindelof, or Luke Shaw? Let me know your thoughts down below. And as well, any more thoughts, get them into the comments on that one. So brilliant performance from Casemiro. Now, you guys have all seemingly voted Casemiro as man of the match. In terms of his overall game, I'll just see if I can get this into the comments because the guy was absolutely fantastic. 93 touches, 80% pass accuracy, 8 long balls, 6 ground duels won, 5 tackles, 4 shots, 3 key passes, 2 interceptions, and 1 winning goal. Fantastic. Absolutely elite stuff. Absolutely elite stuff from Casemiro. See if I can get this in for you guys so you guys can see it as well. AA has said, I hope for a stay up, they deserve it. Hope Leeds go down, or even Everton, lol. Sean Dyche brought in to save them, but might end up sinking them. Yeah, I mean, we all would love to see Leeds go down. As funny as it would be, there is a part of me that loves watching United versus Leeds. Great match, great rivalry, and United definitely stuck a lot of goals past Leeds. Casemiro definitely my man of the match, not just for his winning goal, says AX. So yes, completely agree. Overall, looking at those numbers for Casemiro, such a good performance. Great performance all round. And it's something we haven't seen for a while from Casemiro. And I think it was because the guy gets a little bit tired. Anybody with memory over the last couple of seasons would certainly remember Nemanja Matic, for instance, a player who was very good on his day, but when he played too many matches, he struggled with the pace. He didn't look like he had the legs for it anymore. I think Casemiro, definitely a better player, better engine on him, can do more matches, but he does need a rest from time to time. He nearly has played every match available when he hasn't been suspended. Get that guy someone to rotate with, please, please, please. Get him someone to come in, give him a rest, and allow him to go out. But also for his all-round game, he was immense today. Controlled that midfield well, protected our back four. Also, special shout out to Varane. Says, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for all the comments today. Been really good talking to yourself and others on the stream. Certainly thought very, very good performance from Varane. Special shout out to him and to David De Gea. Great saves, kept it 1-0, and that was important. We needed that. We didn't create enough. We didn't score enough goals. As Erik ten Hag says, this team does struggle to score goals. But when you keep a clean sheet, you only need 1 goal. And defensively, we were very good all season. I think we have been defensively good. Of course, big losses against Liverpool, Man City, Brentford. But those were kind of like one-off matches. They don't happen every single week. And we wouldn't have 28 clean sheets this season. David De Gea would not have the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season if we couldn't defend, if our defense wasn't good, all things considered. So some more people joining in. Welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome to the stream. If you guys want to let me know your thoughts on the man of the match poll, any more thoughts, get them into the comments as well. And if you would, it could really help me if you guys dropped a like and hit that sub button. Really appreciate all the love and support from you guys on the channel, on the stream today, and indeed all season. It has genuinely been one of the best things I think I've done for a long time, is starting the channel and talking to you guys. Aya has said that's the Casemiro we saw playing his best football earlier in the season. Yeah, man, completely agree. I think after the international break, something did seem to happen in Casemiro's overall performance. Perhaps wasn't playing as well as he has been all season long. I think today and last week against Wolves, very good performances from him. And we needed him back. We needed him in top form. Thankfully, we have that now. We can go against Chelsea, we can go against Fulham, win those matches, and look forward to the FA Cup final. I think the biggest thing this season was getting top 4, getting Champions League football. That had to be the main aim of Erik ten Hag. We have done that. We have won a trophy as a bonus, and 1 point. That is all we need, is 1 last point. And if we get that point, we will be in the Champions League next season. And then we can look forward to the FA Cup final. We can look forward to a day out against City at Wembley. Hopefully we win that match, stop them winning any kind of a treble, and go on, have a really good summer transfer window. Something we are very excited for on the channel. Something you guys are always loving is the transfer content, the scout reports. There will be plenty of those coming up as well on the channel. So if you guys want to stick around for all that, please consider hitting the sub button. Really helps me out and grows the community. I love talking to you guys after every match and we will be bringing plenty more content in the next couple of weeks. Stefan, what's your thoughts on the United takeover? Can you do another show talking about the latest on the takeover? Not now, another time. Yes, of course, man. Thank you for that there comment. That is actually something I wanted to move on to. Regarding the takeover now, we've been pretty active all week in terms of the latest news coming out. Plenty of talk about Jim Radcliffe, about Qatar's latest bid. That was all covered in previous shows. Now, I am planning probably tomorrow or Monday, having a recap and reacting to the latest news. Love bringing you guys the takeover news because it is so important. Ultimately, what happens in the next couple of matches is important for the season, but what happens with the takeover is important potentially for the next 10, 15 years of Manchester United, maybe even longer. A very important stage in our club's history coming up. Certainly one of the most important times of the modern era. New ownership. Everything at United started to go wrong, beginning with the Glazer takeover in 2005. We won Champions Leagues, we won Premier Leagues with a team Ferguson had built before they came. Once that team moved on, once a lot of them retired, we dropped as a football club. We were on the ground. We have been run very poorly. And with new owners coming in, I think we can really look forward to it. Now, in terms of my actual opinions on the takeover, something that we have discussed on the other shows, but I will bring to you guys as well because I want to know you guys' thoughts. I actually will put this into the comments. A separate poll if you guys want to let me know your thoughts on that one. And that is who should be United's owner. Who do you want to see as Manchester United's owner? Apologies for that. It's kind of hard to talk to you guys and type at the same time. I'm not that good at multitasking, but in terms of the takeover, I think Jim Ratcliffe's bid, whilst it sounded fantastic in the summer, it really did start to unravel. It's something that perhaps isn't as positive as it once seemed. I think keeping the Glazers on is something we cannot abide as a fan base. We need certainty, and completely agree with you. I think in terms of Qatar, there's obvious moral implications for that one. Human rights stuff, it is very important and is something we have to consider. We have to consider, would we be really closely linked to state ownership like Newcastle or Man City? Something a lot of United fans, myself included, wouldn't be keen to see. Also, we don't want the Glazers here, so we are kind of stuck in the middle. So it is difficult to say that there one. I'll just get this in the poll because I want to know your guys' thoughts on this one. There we go, guys. So you want to let me know your thoughts in the comments on that latest poll, and that is regarding the takeover. So something we are reacting to quite live here on the channel, and something that was requested. Of course, any more requests, any more thoughts, we will of course talk about them on the channel. So who should buy Manchester United? Who do you want to see as Man United owner? Obviously, in previous polls, we have seen that Qatar have been really far ahead. People do seem to want the Qatari money in the sort of prestige, the wealth that brings big issues. What we need as a club is certainty. That is what we desire as a fan base. We cannot have our transfer window. Now, I've spoke about this before, and as all United fans know, whenever you consider this process was meant to be finished by March, United should have been sold by now. That's a big negative in my opinion. We should already have had new owners in. Whoever buys United, even if it happens in the next couple of weeks, what does that mean for summer? What does that mean for summer? AA has said, I personally would prefer Sergio Sim of Qatar. Sadly, is where football's headed. Wealth is the only way to compete with City and Newcastle. Now they can. Yep, completely agree. There definitely is an element of that. But if you guys want to let me know your thoughts, get voting on the poll. In terms of the wealth, I think it is a sad state of affairs. The game of football has changed. It no longer is the game a lot of people knew, but money talks. Money is key in this game. And I think on paper, what the Qataris are offering is probably the best bid for Manchester United. Probably the best thing for United fans and us as a club. What they're offering basically is to come in, buy the club completely, no more Glazers, and pay off all the debt, invest in the team, invest in the stadium and the local area. Now that That on paper is absolutely fantastic. That is what we wanted as United fans. That is what the issues around the club have come down to. Like, personally, when you think about Old Trafford, place, brilliant stadium, iconic, so many memories, but it needs help. It needs such a big investment. Not going to get that. Do we get that from Jim Radcliffe? I don't know. Being invested, squad and the infrastructure in the stadium, we are being left behind on the pitch and off it. Completely agree with you. Now, under previous ownership, under Martin Edwards, we definitely wanted have the best stadium. That is something he was so passionate about. Was Old Trafford should always be the best stadium in England. Now, am I for tearing down Old Trafford for a new stadium? I don't think so. I don't think I want United to have a soulless bowl of a stadium like Arsenal or Man City. I think improve Old Trafford, build upon it, make it better, make it fit for for the 2020s. If we can do that, I think Old Trafford definitely should stay up. It's such an iconic stadium, so many memories, and the history of Manchester United so intrinsically linked to what Old Trafford represents. It's like I'm so against AC Milan, Inter Milan moving out of the San Siro. It's good to see Barcelona and Real Madrid have both stayed at their stadiums and improved them. I think that's what we can do. What Madrid have done to the Bernabeu definitely can be transferred to Manchester United. They've spent billions in making it once again one of the best stadiums in the entire world. That's what we need to do. We need to go out, make Old Trafford just like that. You guys seem to be voting for Qatar on the poll. 3 minutes gone, 5 votes, all for Qatar on who should buy Manchester United. Um, Honestly, I think if anybody else offered the bid that Qatar had, I think everybody would want that bid. If Jim Radcliffe offered what Qatar was offering, people would be up in arms. They would demand Jim Radcliffe buys the club, and that's what we want. Aya has said we're the biggest and best club in the world. We need the best of everything to show for that. Training facilities, stadium, scouts, staff, players, coaching at every level. Yeah, completely agree. The scouts are very poor. Our CEO, our directors of football, the infrastructure, the stadium, everything has been left behind. We are probably 20 minutes, 20 years behind where we should be because the Glazers came in 18 years ago, and in those 18 years, we have spent big money on players. Yes. Was spent wisely? No, because when the Glazers came in, they made Ed Woodward in charge of football, and the guy was a banker. He did not know football. He did not know how talent worked, and that's what it comes down to. I mean, they've had yes men for years. We need better. We need proper CEOs, proper directors of football. We have a manager now who knows what he's doing and knows what he wants. JP says Bruno needs to step up in crunch time, and Sancho was done at United. They almost cost us the game, and Qatari are the best choice if you want evidence about Sir Jim Radcliffe running football club. Just ask Nice fans. Yeah, I mean, Nice fans are not happy with Jim Radcliffe. I do agree somewhat on your take, Serge JP, in terms of Bruno and Sancho. I think Bruno was a little bit disappointing, all things considered, in this match. Certainly in that second half, he had a lot of the ball, a lot of possession in good areas, didn't make enough happen. Very concerned about Jadon Sancho. When you watch a player, when you watch a player, right, and you can see that they're trying to do things, that they're trying to make things happen, they look dangerous, they look lively, engaged, but it doesn't come off for them. We all have the common consensus, the common belief that they're going to go out and eventually things are going to go right for them. Like, I think Anthony is the perfect example of that at United. A player who is direct, wants to make things happen. Does it come off for him every time? No. But will he improve? Yes. There are signs in Anthony's game that don't exist in Sancho's game that highlight that he can do it, that he can make things happen. Garnacho, one of our most exciting players, doesn't always come off for him. Sometimes he makes mistakes, sometimes he has poor matches, but you always think he's going to do something. And when Sancho gets on the ball, what we expect is for him to take his man on, try play a pass, try make a dribble. But what does he do? He turns around and passes the ball backwards, or he takes too many touches. And I don't know if that's a confidence thing or what it is, because the Sancho we saw at Borussia Dortmund was one of, if not the best young player in the world at that stage. Sancho at one stage talked about up there with the likes of Mbappe and Holland, and now Sancho is at the level of like an 18-year-old kid coming out of the academy of Garnacho. You know that's that's the problem. So AA has said Jim investing in anything after buying the club is completely out of the question. I feel like he'll be Glazers 2.0. Honestly, it could happen. We don't know what will happen in terms of Radcliffe's potential ownership. There is a fear, of course, that he will not invest a lot of money, especially not considering what Qatar did. Now, I think on a previous stream, a guy had said a really good point. It's like if Radcliffe took over, the investment wouldn't be there. It would take us 3 to 5 years to get the Man City's level. If Qatar came in, we could probably do that within 1 or 2 seasons. Probably 2 seasons, all things considered. That's the thing. Uh, the chief priest has said, according to you, who would you prefer to buy Man United? Going at it with the direct question, something we have said earlier in the show. I think Qatar's bid is best for the club. It is what offers the most to the club in terms of a stadium development, big investment in players, in terms of our infrastructure, bringing in the best coaches, bringing in the best players. I think Radcliffe, his offer is not as good. It's not good enough for the club. Keeping the Glazers on is completely unacceptable. So I cannot back any bid by Jim Radcliffe. I just cannot support that if he keeps the Glazers on. And that's my opinion. I think Qatar, if you if you only care about football, they are the bid. That is the bid that speaks most to Manchester United fans, and that is what makes the most sense. Obviously, there are moral things. There is terms of human rights and stuff. Everybody has their own personal views. That I'm not going to get into that on the channel, but I do think that we new ownership, and I think Qatar probably will be better owners for Manchester United if that answers the question. Aya has said football is about wealth and it is the only way to compete. Look at Man City without that Abu Dhabi money all those years. Would they be anywhere near where they are today? No chance. They'd probably be competing with the likes of Palace for a top 10 finish. Yes, honestly, I mean, City's last match. I mean, City's last match before Abu Dhabi money, they got beat 8-1 by Middlesbrough. That was their level. They had like Vincent Company and Zabaleta, and then they had like Craig Bellamy and Adam Johnson and players like that in that team. They were crap, honestly, man. New comment in there from Endry. We are not bottling top four. No, we are not, my friend. We will be getting top four, no doubt about it. We will be getting top four. Only 1 point. We can pick up a point against Chelsea or Fulham. It is over. We will be in the Champions League. That is great news. That is progression. So good for Man United. I think we'll win both matches. There's a bold prediction. I think we'll beat Chelsea. I think we will beat Fulham as well. AS says Qatar all the way from me, to be honest. For those that prefer, Sir Jim would complain if he turns into Glazers 2.0. Celebrate when Qatar money makes us world beaters again. Yes, I do feel like there's a lot of that in the fan base. People do want to support different things. Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. If you want Jim Radcliffe, you want Jim Radcliffe. If you want Qatar, you want Qatar. I don't think United fans should be fighting about this. I don't think, like, in terms of the hate we're seeing from people who want Radcliffe, towards people who want to buy Qatari ownership, or the other way around. I don't get it. I don't think we should be fighting amongst ourselves. Challenging and maybe winning the Champions League, they would not be protesting for Qatar to leave then. Yes, completely agree with that. I think football fans are pretty fickle, myself included. Everybody gets emotionally involved. If United start winning Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, nobody's going to be complaining about Qatar. And we even see this in terms of the protests at Glazers. Now, we are all Glazers out, but when we're winning, are they as intense? No, they're not. And that's the truth of the situation. That always has been. I think certainly in terms of what I was saying previously there, we need to be united at this time. We need to be a united fan base, and that's what we have to do. The main thing is getting Glazers out. Then we worry about it from there. I think Qatar definitely have the bid, the offer, what they could bring to United could have us back to where we should be within a season or two. No doubt in my mind about that. The chief priest has said Osimhen or Kane. Um, I'm a big fan of both players. I've done scout reports on each of them. The Victor Osimhen one, of course, was one of my more recent videos. Um, I think it all depends. Now, Harry Kane is an exceptional footballer. So good, so well rounded. 28 goals this season for Tottenham, and he is their biggest chance creator. So he is the goal scorer, chance creator. Now, Osimhen is a ruthless finisher, such a strong player, so good. Um, front of goal. I think what Osimhen brings is a goal scoring ruthlessness. He is a younger player. He would be more expensive, but he would be more of a long term signing. I think Osimhen could be a very good option for us. But to me, from what I was saying in terms of the data, in terms of the matches I watched of Osimhen, he is very similar to what Erling Haaland offers at Man City. He does not get involved in the build-up play too much. He averages 13 passes per match, where Harry Kane averages over 30 passes per match. So it's what United need. Now, Osimhen at a club like City or Arsenal, where they have a great build-up structure, hold possession really well, that could work. It depends on how far we can go. If we have a team next season that can create chances and just have Osimhen be in the opposition penalty box, take space up, occupy their defenders, and make chances for him, I think Osimhen's the one to go for. If we're not going to get to that level, if we cannot get there within a season or two, perhaps Harry Kane could be the guy. I think when we're looking at 100 million for a 30-year-old striker, though, I struggle to support that, honestly. I think I really like the links to Rasmus Højlund, something that has come out today. Apparently, we want to sign Rasmus Højlund from Atalanta, a very talented player, really, really direct, such a great goal scorer. Could be a great option in future for United. Aya is in the comments again there. You're right, Andrew. We're not bottling top four in United. Harry Kane is a short term solution for me, but would be amazing considering playing along Bruno, who creates more chances than any other player, including Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, and Bruno, very good all season. The guy has the most chances in the league. Put a proper striker in front of Bruno Fernandes. That man is cooking. He is getting so many goals all season, and assists. Like, Bruno Fernandes has 13 assists, and the strikers he's played with this season are Weghorst and Martial. Put a proper striker in front of that man, he will be getting 20, 25 assists. No doubt about it. The man is a creation machine, and he does such a good job for United. I think Harry Kane, I do agree with what AS says. Harry Kane would thrive with that kind of service. Isn't Casemiro and Eriksen can provide for Kane? Yeah, completely agree. I think Kane could be a very good option. I think I really liked a couple of links that came out from, I believe it was the Daily Mirror. Now, they're probably not the most reliable source, but they said we want Harry Kane and Højlund. Højlund is what, 20, 21? Harry Kane is 30. That would be what a smart club would do. Go out and buy two strikers. Because if we're getting rid of Weghorst and Martial is leaving, we need two strikers. And if we have Harry Kane, who's 30 now, and would be good for 2 or 3 seasons, we would then have Højlund there all ready to take over from him. That could be what a proper club would do. That's what Real Madrid do. I mean, look at Madrid. Those guys have Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro as a midfield. They got rid of Casemiro. They brought in Tchouaméni. Now they've brought in Camavinga. They're bringing in Bellingham while still having Kroos and Modric. Unbelievable, man. Chief Bray says, don't you think Kane has hit his peak? Kane would be like Robin van Persie for me. Great short-term solution for maybe 2 years, and then we're back to the market for a number 9. Need to build for the future. Yeah, that is something I completely agree. I mean, if Harry Kane was 27, 28, yeah, perfect move. Get him in 30. We have to be asking questions. We have to be skeptical of that. I think Harry Kane could be a great signing for us, but certainly it could be short term. And I think it would leave us too reliant on short term players. We'd be relying on Casemiro 31, Eriksen 31, Varane, 29, 30, De Gea 31, 32. Too many older players in the squad. We need someone younger. I think Gonzalo Ramos would be a great option. I really love watching him play for Benfica. AS says, look at City, who have Haaland, he's 21, and Alvarez, he's 22. They're set for the next 10 years. Yeah, I mean, that all depends on how long Haaland wants to stay. But they do have Alvarez, and they could definitely just go and buy another striker if Haaland did eventually leave at some point. That's ridiculous. Like, but what we need to do is go out, I would say bring in two strikers. If you got Harry Kane and like a Rasmus Højlund or an Evan Ferguson, for instance, that could be brilliant. That could be absolutely perfect for what we need as a club, because we would have a short-term goal scorer who can get us 30, 35 goals a season. And whenever he starts to decline, all of a sudden we got a guy who's 22, 23 now, ready to take over. That would be what a smart club would do. Look at City, and Liverpool, who's got Nunes, he's 22. Arsenal got Gabriel, who's 23, I think. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. A young striker definitely makes sense. Someone to build around long term. I think whoever comes in as a striker, if he's anywhere decent, will score a lot of goals at this United team. Of course, Rashford, Anthony, Bruno, Ericsson, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, players like that will create so many chances. What do you think of Evan Ferguson from Brighton, Stefan? Yes, man, I love Evan Ferguson. Really good player. Would have loved to have seen us buy him this summer. I think if we were really smart, we would have went and got Evan Ferguson and Harry Kane, because you have an 18-year-old striker who is in fantastic form and shows so much ability, and then you have a guy who is at his peak, at his very, very highest level alongside him. Someone to learn off, someone to develop off. That would be perfect for me. I don't think we'll get both, unfortunately. And I think if we get Harry Kane, we'll be in the same situation in 2 or 3 years' time, needing to buy another striker, and we can't really be doing that, man. But yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. Any more thoughts? Let me know in the comments, as always. In terms of the stream, I am probably going to leave it here, guys, because my voice is going. So if you want to support me, want to support the channel, please, 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 considering hitting that sub button, it helps us out so much. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.